Now, I've talked about this. I've talked about the reason that Trump and Epstein broke up. It was over a piece of real estate. But I'm going to let Michael Wolff tell it because, he's the one that heard it firsthand. So,
2004, Epstein believed himself to be the high bidder on a piece of real estate in Palm Beach, a house. $36 million was his bid. He took his friend Trump around to see the house to advise him on how to move the swimming pool. Trump thereupon went around Epstein's back and bid $40 million for the house and got the property. Epstein, who was well acquainted, in fact, deeply involved with Trump's scattered finances, understood that he didn't have $40 million to pay for this house. Now, if that was the case, it was someone else's $40 million. At the time, Epstein believed this to be the $40 million of a Russian oligarch by the name of Rybolovlev. Less than 2 years later, this same house that Trump had bought for $40 million was sold for $95 million. And it was, in fact, sold to Mr. Rybolovlev. This is all a red flag of money. What Epstein did, and he was furious about losing this house. I mean, there's something about these guys that nothing rouses them so much as a real estate betrayal. Epstein, after the sale of this house, after Trump went around his back, got this house, Epstein began to threaten him. He began to threaten him with lawsuits. He began to threaten him with going to the press and saying that Trump was a front man for a money laundering deal. Trump panics at this point, and Epstein believed, and he believed to his dying day, that it was Trump who went to the police, Trump who was fully acquainted with what was going on at Epstein's house, fully acquainted for many years. Trump went to the police and, as Epstein said, dropped the dime on him. That is to say, informed the police of what was going on, and an investigation began, and all of Epstein's legal problems for the next 15 years began to unfold.
This isn't over. I know I've had people in my comments say they're never going to do anything. Nobody's ever going to get prosecuted. Ever, ever, ever. They're just too powerful. They never get held accountable. Nothing's ever going to happen. Epstein files are a distraction. Really? Like a distraction from what? What the fuck are the Epstein files a distraction from? No, they're not a distraction. Do you know why they're not? Do you know why this is the fucking thing he is so afraid of? Because if he just would release all of it, maybe he would just be embarrassed. It's not just embarrassment. Look at this.
Trump's admin proves they are corrupt and incompetent. Here we see a redacted file where a mystery individual is engaging in some grown-up activities, but they accidentally posted the unredacted one as well, which shows that the mystery person is, big surprise, Donald Trump. Thanks to Jesse Paul for the heads up, by the way. Not only did they deliberately just redact Trump's name, but they couldn't even do it effectively. I'm honestly not sure which one I'm more embarrassed about.
This is why he doesn't want this released. And if one piece of paper slipped through and said all of this, what the fuck do you think all of those hundreds and hundreds of pages of redacted information, what do you think all that shit says? This is just one page. Yeah. That's just the beginning. That was one page, you guys. The House Democrats released stuff that they got from Epstein's estate. When they released that stuff, Trump's name was in there more than anybody else's. His name was in there, God, like 1,600 times, and Bill Clinton's was in there like 100. So I just don't want to hear it. They redacted everything that had to do with Trump, everything that had to do with powerful lawmakers too? Fuck. Really? Look what Thomas Massie has to say about that.
This just got real, and it's coming from a Republican. Rep. Thomas Massie is warning that Attorney General Pam Bondi could face future obstruction of justice charges if the DOJ unlawfully redacted names from the Epstein files. Why? Because Massie literally helped write the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And he says this law explicitly bans redactions meant to protect government officials from embarrassment, reputational damage, or political fallout. According to reporting, dozens of politically exposed people and government officials were blackened out across hundreds of thousands of pages that were released on Friday. Massie is clear on one thing: protecting victims is the priority. Protecting powerful officials is not. The DOJ says it used the same redaction standards for officials that it did for victims. And Massie's response is basically, that's not what the law says you're supposed to do. No carve-outs, no political exceptions, no trust us. And here's the kicker. Massie says if the law was violated, a future Justice Department can prosecute it. This isn't partisan spin. It's a warning shot from someone that knows and understands the law. If the files were redacted to protect the powerful, then this story is far from over.
Yep, all of them. They're all going to prison. That's why they're just blatantly just out in the open committing crimes, because they have nothing to lose, literally nothing to lose in their minds. Their futures are bleak and full of felony charges, attorney's fees, detention, and possible imprisonment. I'm going to tell you, though, Pam Bondi, Stephen Miller, you can go to a prison consultant before you go in, and they can show you how to, you can only have, like, most places you have spending limits. You can only spend, like, $280 a month in federal prison. But, you could send money to other people's books, too, because you're a crook here, so you might as well learn how to get around all the rules in prison, too, before you get there. Yeah.